Have you noticed that you can have 10 things go absolutely perfect today and then one thing doesn't, and that's the one you focus on? Okay, that one thing. You get a compliment from a client, a friend sends you a thoughtful text, you finish a project, yay, you have a great conversation, the sun is shining, the birds are singing, your coffee is perfect, then somebody cuts you off in traffic. Boom. Or you get a crappy email, right? And suddenly everything focuses on, that's all your brain can focus on, is the one thing that went wrong. Well, the question is why, and of course I have the answer in brain science, because our brain isn't designed to make you happy. Your brain is not designed to make you happy. It's designed to keep you alive. That's what your brain is designed to do. And researchers call this negativity bias. Brain imaging studies show that negative experiences trigger stronger and more rapid responses in our brain than positive experience. In fact, psychologists have found that negative events often carry more psychological weight than the positive ones of equal intensity. My expertise in communication happens to be on gossip on purpose, because what we believe about gossip is all wrong. We think that it's about negativity. It's all about this. Actually, research shows that negative stuff in gossip is only about 5 to 7%. We just tend to remember it. That's why, one of the reasons why gossip gets a bad rap. So think about it. The brain naturally gives it more attention to what might hurt us than what might help us. And thousands of years ago, this was great. It was great. We would notice danger for survival. The humans who ignored danger didn't survive. The problem is that your brain still is running much of that ancient software. It's like ancient software. So today, instead of looking for predators, it's scanning for rejection. I love this. Conflict, mistakes, embarrassment, uncertainty, bad news, everything that might or could go wrong. And when you're under pressure, that tendency gets even stronger. High pressure changes the brain. Our thinking narrows, we become more reactive, we focus on threats. We actually lose access to much of our creativity, our perspective, and our problem-solving abilities. And if we're not careful, we begin telling ourselves a story that might not be true. No, you would never do that. I would never do that. Oh, that's just what our brains do. And the story sounds like this. Everything is going wrong. But is it really? Everything is going wrong, especially in this uncertain world right now and all the political upset and violence and divisiveness? Or is your brain highlighting pieces of the picture while ignoring the good stuff? This is where a simple communication shift can really change everything. So instead of saying to yourself or others, everything is going wrong, ask, what is not wrong right now? It's a small question. Creates a big shift because your brain immediately starts searching for evidence. Our brains are like computers. They're massive computers. What's not wrong? Input, what's not wrong? Maybe your finances are stressful, but your health is good. I want to say and. Maybe your finances are stressful and your health is good. That's critical thinking when you can hold conflicting messages and ideas at the same time. That takes emotional intelligence to be able to do that. Maybe work is difficult and your relationships are strong. Maybe you're navigating uncertainty, which I assert most of us are, and you've made it through uncertainty before. Maybe the project you're working on isn't going where you want it to go, and progress is happening. Actually, a lot of us stop at the word no when it takes several conversations to get to a yes in many ways. The question doesn't deny reality. What's not wrong? It expands reality. One of the things I teach leaders is what we focus on grows, not because of positive thinking, but because of our attention. Wherever we place our attention, that's what's going to grow. And our brain is constantly filtering information. At any given moment, there are millions of pieces of information competing for your attention. Your brain decides what goes through. And once you start asking yourself better questions, your brain starts looking for different answers. It's kind of like AI too. Like you just get better at asking AI more specific, more important questions and fine-tuning. This is why this practice is so powerful. So let's make it practical. The next time you have a difficult day, pause and ask, what's not wrong? What's not wrong? Maybe your child or grandchild made you laugh. Maybe your dog greeted you at the door and was so happy to see you. If you have a dog, chances are that happens every single day, right? Maybe your partner sent a beautiful text or a really funny reel that made you laugh out loud. Maybe you solved a problem. Maybe you learned something. Maybe you're breathing a little easier than you were last year. It's possible. Maybe you've come farther than you realize. Notice what happens when you ask the question. Your shoulders should soften. Your perspective widens. You're engaging your mental health, critical thinking, self-soothing aspects of yourself. The problem may still be there. Yeah, it may still be there. But now it's kind of sharing space with everything else. And that's important because resilience isn't the absence of problems, not even close. It's the ability to hold the whole picture, the challenge and the opportunity, the frustration and the progress, the uncertainty and the possibility. And researchers studying gratitude have found that intentionally noticing positive experiences will improve your well-being. It increases optimism and strengthens resilience over time. Why? Because your brain remembers what you practice, what you rehearse, what you repeatedly, in your neuroplasticity, what are you focusing on? The more you notice what's working, the easier it becomes to notice what's working. You literally are training your brain. So here's today's challenge for the next 24 hours. Every time you catch yourself saying, this is awful, everything is wrong, nothing is working. And if you're looking at the news, that's happening a lot. I got it, okay? Pause and ask, what's not wrong here? And see what happens. What's not wrong here? You may discover that your life contains more support, more progress, more goodness, more possibility than your stressed brain initially noticed. And that doesn't change how you feel. It changes how you communicate. It changes how you interact. It changes how you lead. It changes how you show up for the people around you, right? Because the stories we tell ourselves eventually become the stories we tell others. They really do. What narratives are you creating? Okay, cheering you on. I'll see you next time.